What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel, and also live from Indy Sooners X account. It's your host with the most, JP, and to my right, I have my esteemed co-host, brother and friend, Travis J. Davidson, better known as Bowl Eligible Trav this week. Trav, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Being bowl eligible is fun, right? Guaranteed ourselves another game. Those of us that took the over on 6.5 stayed alive. It's how can you not be in a great mood? Coming off a win against Bama. Bill Bedenbaugh's group, looked incredible, just like we had said they would, So it was awesome. The crowd was incredible. Everything about it, man. People wanted to complain about, don't storm the field. Like, man, the problem is we get all these people, the olds we call them, right, that want you to show up, want you to, want you to stay the whole game. They'll complain if the students leave early, but God forbid the students lead a storm rushing and actually do enjoy themselves. That we're above that. Nah, man. Did you see the look on those players' faces? The look on their families' faces? The look on the students' faces? Like everything that the fan base has been through this year, like everything from injuries, from Brent Venables' wife to all this. Putting up with Kirby all year.
Man.
It was an emotional release for all of us. Not everybody in those stands had the Vikings to lean on like we do, but yeah, it was awesome. I truly felt almost as if like it could be a turning point, just momentum wise and belief wise, from not only a lot of those young players, but Brent Venables. You know what I mean? Like he trusted a game plan, and the offensive staff stuck with the game plan, and that's why they won the game. The defense played lights out for sure, but the fact they stuck with the plan, which they haven't done all year, and they accountability. I've been calling for accountability all year, right? They benched Taylor Tatum after he fumbled, said, Xavier Jackson, you guys got it from here.
Yep.
Like that's all you needed to do. And that's the thing. If you know they can't stop it, don't go away from it. If the defense is hoping you drop back, don't do what the defense hopes you do. Keep running it at them. So, shout out, everybody, really. OU fans, OU offensive staff that stuck with it. Brent Venables and his $94 Taco Bell order. We've all been there. We've all been there. And shout out Bill Bedenbaugh, man. Look at that. Howland and Ozida holding down that left side, huh?
Well, they look good. There's so much to get into. And listen, y'all, I didn't get a new webcam. I'm just going to address it right off the gate. I'm telling y'all, I don't know what's going on with this computer. My old one kind of got shot. I'm using my wife's work computer. It's working today. So I know it looks sketchy, but it's okay. We're here, right? We're both eligible. We're going to Baton Rouge next week.
It looks like you've been
I've committed to. I know that's what they're like. Was that even really JP? We both eligible. I've committed to dancing if we win next week. A brand new video. Wipe me down. I'm doing it. We got to win though. Feel me? So that's how I'm feeling. Also, just in my personal life, we probably had. I'm gonna share this real quick, and then we're gonna get into Oklahoma stuff. But we probably had the best dunk in my school's history. It's a small school. This past week, I'm gonna show it real quick. I know some of y'all gonna be like, "Is that really that good?" I'm telling y'all, like, he's
juking. And here we go, Larry Long, windmill slam.
When I tell you, like, I ran out of the gym, like I was screaming because I was not expecting him to to windmill. And I'm not
Junior in
coaching
high
this
school,
year.
or
So
junior?
junior,
Wow.
yeah, he's a
Wow.
junior. So that's my protege. He's a knucklehead. I'm not. He's a good kid. He just, just like any other athlete, he sometimes can be late to class or may forget to turn on, homework assignment in. So, but that's my little bro right there, man. He's a dog. But that happened this week, so that was really exciting, and it's been yeah. I mean, our page has been blowing up a lot just in Indiana in general with him doing stuff like that. So pretty cool. But what's cooler than that, truthfully, is the fact that Oklahoma freaking dominated Alabama. I mean, dominated. Now I wasn't there, right? Obviously, I was up here. I'm watching the game. I'm actually chaperoning our homecoming dance. I'm not even paying attention to the kids because I'm watching the game, and I just couldn't believe almost my eyes. Like, what's happening? What's going on? Trav, man, look, give us some, you know, like on the field perspective. First of all, did you rush the field?
No, because I would have, but I had to get to post game radio, so I will never be
That
part of
makes
a field
sense.
rush. Unfortunately, I would have loved to do it. I would have been right there, fist pumping people, high fiving. Devon Sears was crowd surfing. I probably wouldn't have got under him. For safety's sake, it's a business decision. But yeah, man, we whooped them in the trenches, and that's probably what was most shocking. Is they got NFL dudes on both sides of the trenches, and OU
Yeah.
looked the better team on both sides. Like, I mean, when you run for 260, the last time Alabama had somebody rush for 260 on them was the Iron Bowl in 2022.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen to Bama. And that was a Saban Bama that they did that against. Like, so you can't even say, oh man, like Bama doesn't give that up. So the fact that OU was able to run the ball 49 times at over 5 yards a carry. I mean, that's some big time stuff right there. And
Yeah.
it was, what do we hear the whole time about being SEC ready, right? It was, this is a trenches league, man. You got to win in the trenches. Well, okay. If we get some continuity on the line, imagine if we get healthy on the line. I got confidence in where we can be in the trenches. We return a lot of dudes next year. We will be just fine in the trenches. And that we did. We just beat them up. And the blocking was good. I mean, even the blocking from others. JJ Hester didn't have a stat line, but he had probably 20 big blocks. I mean, the dude was everywhere downfield.
Yeah.
So anyways, the vibes were great. How you beat them mattered. It wasn't on a late missed field goal. It wasn't anything like that. Like, I think the closest it felt like was 08 Texas Tech, right? Obviously not the same thing on the line, but not a premier brand opponent you're going against, right? So it was pure domination after the first quarter. And so people got to really get excited throughout the rest of the game. They weren't on pins and needles. Once Kip Lewis scored on that pick six, I mean, it's over. I had people asking me up where I was sitting, hey, we need to find a way to get down and get ready for the field rush. And I'm like, really? I'm like, all right. But like, that was already the plan. Like, so, no, it was cool. People, it's a big, what have you done for me lately? Sport. Brian Kelly, talking about this matchup, Brian Kelly had LSU. Remember that? I mean, just when we were playing Ole Miss that night, LSU was playing A&M, and they were the last two undefeated teams in the SEC play. And they were on a collision course. The winner of that game would have the inside track to play in the SEC championship. Well, now you lose, you get blown out by Bama. You lose to a bad Florida team, and it wasn't particularly close. You beat Vandy by 7. Don't cover, but you beat Vandy by 7. I mean, the programs, just the vibes around the programs couldn't be different. And then you consider that LSU just lost the number one player in the 2025 class to Michigan a week before signing day. So, like, the vibes, like I said, the vibes couldn't be different around the programs going into this matchup. But man, LSU is tough at home, man.
Yeah.
They're 18-2 at home under Brian Kelly, and they're 14-1 when the game's played at night. First of all, quick math for the people. That's 20 home games. That's 15 night games.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine a world like in the Big 12 where 75% of OU home games were at night?
Yep.
Lane Kiffin was complaining a month ago. Lane Kiffin was complaining a month ago that LSU always gets to play night games.
Always.
It's crazy, man.
I feel like I don't ever see them play a day game. I just think that the other day, man. Like, we always talk about LSU at night, but has anybody ever seen LSU during the day? Didn't you go to a daytime game or you had a night game last year?
I went to a 2:30. And what's crazy is, let me get that tweeted out. What's crazy is like the stats for that, on like when it comes down to like percentage since 1960 of winning and losing, it's crazy, dude. It's something like, let's see if I can find it. Anyway, it's something crazy. It's like 52% win percentage at during the day at home, and then like 86% win percentage or 82% win percentage when it's at night. It's bananas. Absolutely bananas. But hey, that's fine. That doesn't help them on Saturday. They got to go out and beat Oklahoma on Saturday.
Yeah. 5,000%. And we definitely gonna get there. But man, this just feels so good. It's been so long. Let's reminisce a little bit on what was just an amazing Saturday night. As you talked about, you were there live. My mother, who actually she's watching tonight. Hey, Mama, love
Rush
you.
the field.
She was on the field. Sorry, I jumped the gun there a little bit. She's on the field, and she told me it was one of the best nights of her life. She wasn't wanting to go to the game. I'm put her on blast. My mom was telling me, I don't know. I'm not trying to see us get our tails whooped. I don't know that I want to, and she ended up saying, you know what, I'm OU. I'm Sooner born. I'm Sooner bred. Till I'm die, I'm Sooner dead. So, she expects greatness, y'all. She's a graduate of '87, class of '87. She knew the boss pretty well, like they was friends. So she knows what it looked like. So it was fun for her, man. It was fun for her to be there. And as I say, let's talk about this game. We'll just start with the maybe the one negative. There were a few negatives. Obviously, Taylor Tatum fumbling the ball, and then this. This is where it started to feel like, here we go again, right? Like, okay, we're moving the ball, and somehow something catastrophic happens. You get a perfectly executed double pass play here, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what was going on. When I saw everybody get chopped, I was like, oh, okay. So I knew immediately. I was like, it's probably Chick-fil-A, because I was like, okay. I mean, they could, like, maybe they're trying to get 5 yards, but I feel like this is not a game against Bama where you're trying to get dink and dunks, like 5-6 yards. Like, I was like, that's what this play call is. And I saw Bauer Sharp leak, and I was like, oh, there he is. And man, when I tell you, I was so upset. And I understand, because Brennan Thompson had made a better throw, theoretically. Like, he's wide open. You don't even have to.
He could have, but he didn't need to.
He didn't need to, because look, I mean, the ball's right there. There's no way he should have dropped that. Let's just keep it a buck.
It hit off his hands.
Let's keep it a buck. And when I tell you, I was mad. And I felt bad about it. I really did, because everybody's been on Bauer Sharp all year, dog. Like, we're like, why are we giving this guy a tight end, buck sweep? What are we doing? Who do we think he is? And then this like almost proves it for everybody because he has the ball wide open for a touchdown, go up 7-3 against Alabama at home, and he freaking drops it with nobody around.
Terrible. Inexcusable.
What were you thinking when this happened, Travis?
Here we go again. I mean, I have been obviously very publicly critical of Bauer Sharp. Have no idea why we continue to feature him. I get we're down other receivers, but even when you do throw the ball, even when Burks was back, when Farouk was back, it's like, it seems to be let's feature number 10. Let's feature number 10. And, we involve him in trick plays, whether he's throwing or whether he's catching, things like that. Like, it's just, I don't get it, man. Maybe he'll be better next year with another year of weight room, with another year of development. Who knows? But man, that was frustrating. I mean, sure, Brennan could have put it on him, or Brennan could have lobbed it up a little bit, going, "Hey, man, you ain't got nobody within 10 yards of you. Like, just settle under it and pop fly this thing."
Yeah.
But you are wide open in a massive game. Like, we just need guys that make plays. Like Kip Lewis. There's no better example of a guy that just seems to make plays, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a guy, he just does his job. When given the opportunity, he elevates himself to playmaker status by doing something out of the ordinary, like a pick six in a big game. He's done it twice now, right? Like, you get guys, Billy last year, like playmaker. Like, we're not asking you to, like, we're not asking you to do it every play. Just do something, man. Make something happen. When you have to make that catch, got to make it. Got to make it.
You have to. You have to. And thankfully, it didn't come back to bite us because our defense was doing the dang thing, bro. So, and starting off here with Danny Stutzman setting the tone a little bit. We got a little bit behind the sticks here with this, but obviously they gassing up. Hey, they gassing Jalen up a little bit here, and this is probably one of my favorite clips that our boy Sooner Gridiron OU versus the World now clipped up for us because they get they just destroy LSU at home and in a night game. All this like Jalen Milroe, can he be a Heisman? Can he take him to the SEC championship game? They're on the broadcast. Kirk Herbstreit, Reed Davis going crazy, right?
Everybody knows where the ball's going. Everybody.
First play out the gate. Look what happened. Boom.
Everybody knew. Everybody knew where that play was going.
Long night.
Yep. Gonna be a long night.
Yeah. When I like thinking about like when we saw this happen, and when I saw this happen, I was like, man. Kirby, that's hilarious. He said,
just slip the tight end there.
Yeah.
Tight end was pulling. That looked like some OU tight end blocking right there. He just olayed him, but Sussman squared him up and said it's going to be a long night.
Hey, I mean, very long. He said, "You ain't going nowhere, son. Sit down." With the neck roll too, love it. Classic.
Yeah, I mean, and that was not even one of the worst plays of Milroe's night.
No. I mean, it got worse. It got worse from there.
It got a lot worse for Milroe.
Oh yeah, let's move over to another big play that happened on the offense side of the ball. We're talking about playmakers. This guy, I don't understand. Friend of the show. I don't understand.
Show indeed.
I don't understand what happened. Why he hasn't been playing all year. And I understand. I'm well aware that people progress. Don't get me wrong. I'm well aware that maybe he wasn't clearly where he's at now, during the first half of the season, whatever. But I mean, you got him making plays in, 3 straight weeks. Yes, first week versus Maine, but against Missouri being a dog. and then he's out here against Alabama. And he's out here doing what he's doing.
Well, I mean, Gabe talked about it, right? He's like, look, he's been working hard. He came in, he had fumbling problems in the spring, so he couldn't get any time, like a lot of freshmen do, like some freshmen still do.
Yeah. Yep.
Fumbling problems in the spring. He came in a little heavy. He's a lot lighter than he played at Carl Albert.
Yep.
So that's allowed him. Guys that are used to playing heavier, you know, once you lighten them up a little bit, they tend to run a bit quicker. They've got less to carry, but those legs have been carrying, some extra pounds over the years. So yeah, he looks great out there. He's setting the tone on his runs. He's willing to, deliver the blow himself. If he's going down on a tackle, he's trying to make contact with somebody on the way down. Because that's the thing. You lean on him. You lean on defenses with this guy. And now that Javonte Barnes looks like he's going to be returning this game, you lean on him, lean on him. Eventually, they're going to get real tired of tackling you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trey Sermon when he was at OU. Like him going into the fourth quarter, everybody was like, like that. The LeBron, video of Kawhi checking back into the game when LeBron's at the free throw line. He sees him. He's all that. That's what people do when guys like Xavier Robinson come in the fourth quarter. Like, man, I've been having to tackle these dudes all day, and now I got to get, especially like corners and safeties. They don't want no problems with them. Yep. Clock to 22.2. That's fast. That is moving.
Are you sure that that's fast, Travis? I'm not sure.
I think he's got breakaway speed personally, but
you think he's a home run? You think he's a home run guy?
Seems to be. He can at least leg out a triple. I know that much. The thing is, what's crazy is like if Oklahoma runs the ball like they did, stays on schedule, stays ahead of the chains. Yes, would you like a home run hitter? Absolutely. But you're not relying on it. Like, you don't need to score because you might not. Like if you're consistently moving the ball, sure, I'll take a guy that can pick up 6 or 7 yards every carry over a guy that might get 0, 1, loss of 1, 1, and then just hope he can pay it off with a 60-yarder.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. So
what an athletic run.
Yeah, so let's just say staying on X, because there's another run by Jackson I want to get to here and give him some props, but I figure we just stay on X, especially with our boy TJ bringing up that 22 miles per hour on this. So he, obviously, here you think, oh man, like, and I'm not gonna absolutely say if it was another back, it's a tackle for loss, but like the way
it's a chance that it would be.
Yeah, the way he's able to get away, and then from here, like, yes, there's good blocking happening, but he hits the burners, man. You can tell, like, he's moving. Yeah. He is moving. And I'll tell you, yes, Ryan, I was about to just say this. I freaked out live because I was like, oh, it's a touchback. I said, it's a touchback. I can't believe – I said, why'd he do it? Like, I understand, like, trying to make a play. And so I was excusing it in my head. I was like, man, like, he's trying to make a play. It's okay. But I'm pissed because it's going to be a touchback. And so then when they saw the replay, when I saw this happen, I breathed a sigh of relief because I was like, oh.
Yep.
Oh, but I was scared, Travis. I was like, no.
And that's not even a great angle at it.
Yeah. I mean, because he doesn't let it go until well into the end zone.
Right. Perfect.
So,
athletic right there.
Oh man, what an athletic play. And that's the thing I think that, like you said, for those who watched the Carl Albert, this is, I'm not saying we didn't know he had it in him, but like this is like you said, when you get to these college programs, these Division I programs, like they turn you into what they need.
I mean, he's got him dead to rights there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, 96 has him dead to rights. He comes upfield.
He doesn't freak out. He doesn't freak out like, oh crap.
Like my good friend Todd Donnan.
He just sprints past him. He's just like, let me get out.
Todd might be in the chat at some point. He likes to pop in, but
who?
Todd Donnan,
okay.
Former Marshall quarterback, Hall of Famer, national champion. His dad was Jim Donnan. Well, is Jim Donnan, sorry. But he was like, man, Xavier trusts his speed. He's like, you can see there are certain guys, like certain backs and even receivers, that don't trust their speed and just let it go. I mean, try and beat people to the sideline, try and beat people to a cut. So many of them try and juke, try and stutter step, make a move or whatever. It's like, dude, you're probably faster than that guy. Just trust it and go do it.
Yeah.
Like, so Xavier trusting it early was able to benefit him on that touchdown run for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward, man. And I think Taylor will be okay once he gets past these fumbling issues. I think Taylor has, obviously great talent as well.
That running back duo has an opportunity to be like an iconic running back duo at Oklahoma if both of them continue to progress.
And we have to say that because let's be honest, a lot of people thought the same about Sawchuck and Barnes. Like after that Florida State game, there's that Cheez-It Bowl game. A lot of people are, and they, I mean, rightfully so. Like they both looked great.
Yeah,
they both looked great. Sawchuck had shades of Rodney Anderson in that game. He did.
He was running behind a really good offensive line.
Yeah, and Javonte looked like how he looked before he got hurt these last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because Javonte was dang near best player on the field. When we played Ole Miss.
If they stay healthy and develop, I'm excited for Barnes to likely be back this week. I need to.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what that duo look like. Barnes and Robinson.
That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
It would. All right, let's get to Jackson Arnold. We gotta, I feel like we need to give Jackson his props. Whether he finished, he ends up staying at OU or not, to come in, especially after as terrible of a game he had against Mizzou. And he lost the game. Obviously the defense had a piece in it, but him fumbling it away, he's going to take that. And Les thinks he's staying. I'm not saying he's not. I haven't heard anything either way. I'm just saying if he ended up not, for him to have this type of win, and I know he didn't throw. I know we still want to see things from him in the passing game, in particular. But for him to execute a game plan like this, not turn the ball over, be tough, be resilient, those things matter. And I think that I'm gonna root for him wherever he goes, or if he stays with us to succeed, because I think that a lot of that are good qualities.
No, I agree. When's the last time we featured Jackson's good decisions on the show?
Man, Tulane
could have been
Tulane.
That's wild.
Yeah, because it was the Tennessee game was next, and then it was downhill from there. And he made some good decisions against Ole Miss, and we talked about that, but it didn't win us the game.
No, but trusting your blocking, and blocking it well.
This was a nasty design too,
right?
We're acting like you're pulling like QB, QB counter, and then nope, I'm going to insert instead. That's actually a nasty play design. Very nasty.
Yeah. And golly, this is unpopular. Probably shouldn't even say it because Jackson played so well, but Hawkins houses that.
Yeah, if it was Mike, he's gone.
Bro, look at that. Hawkins
right
gone,
here.
Man.
Right
no
here.
way.
You're right.
Hawkins is turning on. He's showing him his taillights at that point.
Kirby, I'll answer this really quick, and then we'll move on. Regardless of whether that's true or not, we just need average quarterback play at this point.
He's an O'Brien semifinalist. He's got 35 or 40 total touchdowns on the year. Okay. No, he's good. And there's value. There's value as we're seeing with Diego Paiva, as we've seen with Dylan and Levy in the past. There's a lot of value in bringing the quarterback that you just played with in your system.
Yeah.
Ton of value in that. So
Curtis Rourke down in Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, all right, last two, and these to me are the two biggest plays of this game because of the momentum that they created. First of all, when you talk about a true freshman in Eli Bowen,
Dog.
and listen, first let me just say this: his brother is great. I still think his brother has a chance to be great at OU, and he obviously has been sitting behind an All-American and a guy who's going to go get drafted. Like, that's fine. I still think Peyton Bowen can still be a 5-star, has that potential, everything, right? That's true. How is his brother not a five? How is his brother not a 5-star cornerback? I don't under. Is it his size? Is it because he's been our best cornerback, bar
Right.
none.
Well, I
None.
mean,
Like, he had Ryan Williams locked up, dog.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was. Because of his height, and even like James Hale brought up in the presser, and I'm glad BV corrected him on it. But James Hale brought up in the presser, oh well, Eli Bowen's not the prototypical 6'1" corner or whatever, and I'm like, that's the biggest misnomer in sports. Everybody thinks the NFL is full of 6'1", 6'2" corners. They're not. And BV said, well, you say prototypical. The average corner in the NFL is below 6 feet. Like, it's not a tall position. It never has been. So it's like, yeah, you have your outliers here and there, but in general, like, the best corners in the world are short. So, or at least shorter than what you would expect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Obviously, Jacoby's got a high ceiling. You've got guys that can play the position. I think Georgia's had like a 6'5" corner commit or something like that. Crazy stuff. But I don't know. If you watch those Geyer teams that Peyton and like that Jackson were both on, like Eli, I think broke the school record in picks even with Peyton on the team. Like, Eli's been that dude in coverage for a long time. Yeah. And Six got lazy there on the block. And like, Eli talked about it. He's like, man, I know what they run. We watched it on film. So when I saw him step back, I needed to duck under it. He goes, I can't believe he threw it. He's like, I can't believe he threw it. I didn't even know I had the ball. And then I just looked down and I started running. I was like,
that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Like, Eli's great with the media. Obviously it's easy to be great with the media after a win. But he saw this and kind of like almost like the drunken boxing style where you kind of act kind of nonchalant, but that's your style to kind of let their guard down. That's kind of how Eli walked up to the line, like not totally engaged, but then once the ball snapped, he slipped that block right away, got in perfect position. But it was because he'd watched it on tape, and got like, I wish Milrow would have given as much effort as he did on the kit play there. Because, man, Eli Bowen pick 6 would have been a lot of fun, man.
Man, you're saying, I'm saying. And, responding to Kirby and Rock, like, yeah, Ryan Williams is that dude.
He's so good.
That catch probably should have been a touchdown.
It should have been. It wouldn't have changed the game, but it should have been a touchdown.
It wouldn't have changed the game, but yeah, that was a nasty catch. I mean, and Eli played that all dang near perfect.
He played the Theo Weiss touchdown perfectly. Like,
perfect. He did. Yeah.
Like, when you're going against dudes that are, really talented guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna get got every once in a while, but he's gonna get his too.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, the fact that he was in lockstep with Ryan Williams basically all night, and they were asking him to shadow him, tells you what the staff thinks about Eli Bowen. He's a true freshman, ladies and gentlemen. A true freshman. And I just keep thinking, man, if Gentry was healthy,
man,
if
Gentry were healthy, we'd have, 2 lockdown corners.
Which, yeah. And then, last but certainly not least, the legend, Kip Lewis. With
all this dude does is make plays. I promise you.
Where his second Kip 6 against a team from Alabama that basically puts a dagger in the game. The last one straight up won it. This one theoretically won it. Said it was over.
God.
And man, I think Milroe was seeing ghosts, man. I think Brent had him, and more importantly, Zach Alley had him.
Oh yeah,
messed up, man. Because you're here and you would feel like, man, like does he not see Kip dropping? Like, because here, and here's the thing, guys. Let's just be so honest. For anybody who's played football, and you guys, let's be real. It's difficult. Like if you don't know the exact coverage and you're making a throw, like Milroe's looking at this guy right here in the flat, thinking he's open.
right, he is.
Look where his helmet is. His helmet is your helmet. You know you don't have a bunch of peripheral.
So looking right at him.
He's looking right at him, and he probably just sees him. I guarantee you, he doesn't think that Kip is there. You know, so it's not like I don't want to put it on Jalen like, man, he saw him and he still threw it. No, he didn't see him. But that's the thing.
Well, and that's why Greg McElroy, I want to give Oklahoma credit for it deserves immense credit for catching all the interceptions that were thrown right to them. Like, no, OU went and made plays. OU went and forced turnovers.
Did he say that?
Yes. But he's a Bama quarterback, right?
I mean, I can understand the Eli Bowen one. Like he should. That was just dumb. He shouldn't have threw it.
But Eli also just made a good play. Like it wasn't like It wasn't like Eli was.
He made a one-handed interception, bro. Like
right. by beating a block, by beating the play call. Like Jalen's supposed to just pop up and throw it to Ryan, which he did. It's just that Eli ended up being there first.
Yeah. And then secondly, like this is not right to. I'm telling you, it's not right to him. Like.
No.
Here, like, look, and he's not even then. Even here, it's not as if it's in his lap. Like he reaches for it.
One and he's got the ability again. Keeps his feet under him, has the balance, has the hands. How many times do you see linebackers just totally brick-handed? I mean, corners and DBs, it'll hit them, and it's like, golly. And they'll drop to their knees or they'll fall on the ground and pound the turf. And, not Kip, man. Kip sees it into his hands. Like I said, I think Kip is big body Travis Hunter. Let him play linebacker, tight end. Could you imagine Kip Lewis blocking out in front?
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
Yeah. It was, I'm telling you, it was.
Shout out Danny. Look at the communication.
In practice, they say Kip can't catch anything. Well, he catching it on the field. That's what matters.
Well, they say Bauer catches everything in practice. So
that's facts.
Maybe it's something about the number 10. Maybe
Bauer's a practice all-star. That's what they say.
I'll take him in the game.
So. But man, that was a game for the ages, and I know it was a game to get us bowl eligible. I understand as Oklahoma as a program, like should we be theoretically celebrating? We get that, But let's just take a step back here and look at this season for what it's been. All the injuries we've had, the issues with the offensive coordinator, and the offense in general, like having literally basically top 15, top 10 defense and lots of metrics, but then like dang near the worst offense in the country, definitely in the Power Four, and still being able to play the schedule we have, which we're the only team, as Brent Venables said in his press conference, the only team to have played over half of our schedule, guys. 7 teams are in the current top 25.
No, it's not. Hey, we got 2 ranked wins. That's 2 more than Texas.
2 more in Texas. And it's not like, yeah, okay, we're Oklahoma. We won these games. We did. But again, you also talk about, like he said in the press conference after the game, it proves that we can do it even with our hand tied behind our back. And what does that mean? Like, we're not at full strength. You would just be dumb to say that. And you can say all you want, like you've been talking about all year, like, oh, like next man up. Well, sometimes there's not a next man. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like actual IQ of what you're being asked to do in a game or blocking schemes or, different play calls, audibles, whatever, you name it. Being on the same page with the quarterback, whatever. Like it's not EA Sports. It's not NCAA Football 25. You can just throw the 4-star recruit that you picked up from California, doing your little send the house pitch or whatever on the game, and he's a freshman. He got in there. He made a play. So why can't Zion Curry do it? Why can't Zion Regis? Like it's not always like that. You know what I mean?
Just because Ryan Williams is a freshman doing it and Jeremiah Smith's a freshman doing it, doesn't always work like that.
Those guys are anomalies. That doesn't happen.
I agree.
Freaks.
I agree. But yeah, to your point, one hand tied behind our back. Just go get healthy. Go get healthy in the offseason. Look how much better the offensive line's playing now.
Shoot.
Man, looking pretty good, right? Still waiting for Kirby's apology to Bill Bedenbaugh. We'll see.
He's not going to. He's not going to because he already messaged me talking about he's not off the hook.
That's all right. Hey, maybe next week.
Kirby's a hater, man. He can't. Bill Bedenbaugh's offensive line just went out and dominated a bunch of NFL-bound defensive linemen, and see, here we go. It's not one performance though. I mean,
hey, they whooped Maine
this
too.
has happened plenty of times over his career, which is what we tried to tell you, in that you need to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh man, he bringing up PSS is bringing up the Tide fan on Fine Bomb. Bama got diced, scattered, smothered, and covered. It was the Waffle House whooping.
I already knew you was gonna say something about Ozempic.
Hey, I don't want my offensive line coach skinny, just like I don't like my chef skinny.
That's
Can't
right.
trust him to be skinny. No, thank you. No, thank you. But my favorite Fine Bomb one was when the Bama fan was talking about the difference between Kalen DeBoer and Nick Saban. He said it's like you went to bed with Beyonce and woke up with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh. That's so funny. Hey, Mama's in there.
Hey, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. There's actually
I hope you enjoyed your field storming since you decided to go to the game.
Yeah, she did. She did decide to go to the game. She enjoyed herself. So thanks, Mom, for popping in. That's Mama Posey for y'all. She finally popped in. We know Mama Davison, Miss Sue, is a good friend of the show as well. Watches us a lot. We appreciate our moms. We love y'all. I'm not with mine this Thanksgiving. You with the fam?
We'll be tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
We'll be tomorrow. But just today it was Push the OU Insider pregame pod. We usually do on Thursday mornings. Did that tonight. Doing radio on Friday from TJ Ribs in Baton Rouge. For anybody that's going to be down there. So I'm leaving Tulsa at like 5:30 in the morning on Friday morning. So I won't go too crazy tomorrow night. Won't go too crazy. But JP, I think I've been saving this bag. I think right now it's 20% off. I looked the other day; it might be 15%. But I've been saving this bag. Righteous Felon. This is one of their biltongs, Darth Garlic, because OU's got to get in there on the road, play the villain, shut up the crowd. So this is their Righteous Felons, Darth Garlic. They got all kinds of like holiday packs and all kinds of stuff going on. So the reason I actually, started, with Righteous Felon is I got it as a Christmas gift. And I was like, oh man, this is really good. So then I tagged them, and now they've been good enough to give me a promo code so you guys can cash in on all their holiday packs and everything like that. So this biltong Darth Garlic is biltong with a diabolical dose of black garlic. So The stuff's good. They've got meat sticks. They've got turkey jerky. They've got biltong. They've got, obviously, beef jerky, tons of different flavors. This one specifically, no sugar because it's biltong. It's got 32 grams of protein in this pack, but delicious. Get yourself some.
Let's roll through this preview real quick. We don't have to spend ton of time on it. And I know we got some questions. Then we'll let y'all get out of here, spend some time with y'all fam. You're ready to go ham, or for some that don't eat ham on Thanksgiving, turkey, whatever you want to say, tomorrow, eating a lot, enjoying time, being grateful for what the Lord has blessed us with and where we're at. So LSU at night, man, I know you've been there, so you tell us, what are we going into, dog?
So many people. 102,000, I think it is. I mean, it's big. It's a really cool stadium. Right next to it is the tiger cage, or the tiger environment, if you will. It's not a cage, but it's really cool because you're literally, like, the tiger is next to the stadium, and then they've got the practice fields and all that kind of stuff. Tailgating all up and down the road. Just a really, really cool environment. So, like I said, for those of you that are going to be in town on Friday, come by TJ Ribs. Tyler and I will be doing radio there from 3 to 6. But other than that, man, LSU fans, they can be hospitable as long as you ain't going crazy. Like, don't go in there and start flipping tables and whatnot, and they'll probably give you some of their food at the tailgate. I don't know if they'll give you some drinks, but they will definitely share some of their delicious food. So get to the stadium early. They have some entertainment, kind of like a little entertainment stage area, kind of like OU does, like right outside the stadium. Just, I guess that would be north of the Tiger community, the Tiger environment, if you will. But yeah, it's a great spot. Passionate fans. Last game of the year. I think the weather's going to be really good. It's an interesting looking place, right? I mean, the the goalposts are H's. They've got the fives in the yard line. So instead of going 20, 30, 40, it goes 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, like just a unique looking place for sure. So yes, I absolutely can. Absolutely can. So
hey, King MJ 205. You could say this ain't Bama, but Bama came in there and spanked you.
I was about to say, didn't Bama blow y'all out?
At home, at night. So I understand, but it's a singular game. Things can change, but let's not act like you don't want to compare yourself to Bama. Y'all just got blown out. Come on, dog. Be for real.
Right. Well, I mean, by the transitive property, OU should win this game by 50 because they beat Bama by 21, and I think LSU beat, or Bama beat LSU by 29 or 30. So
yeah. Now what's the what's the the game plan here, Trav? I mean, for me, why change what you've been doing? I mean, I'm not saying we just go out and try to throw for under 100 yards again, but come out pounding. I mean, LSU's run defense is not great. They're one of the worst run defenses in the Power 5, and we ran over Bama. Bama's okay as well. They weren't great either. They're okay in terms of their run defense statistically, but LSU's not been great. So, to me, the game plan is the same. You go out there and you dominate physically. You get downhill, and then hopefully you can hit some passes down the field potentially. If LSU has to put more guys in the box, or hope that they have a bust in the coverage somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, run the ball 50 times, right? Especially if you have Javonte back. between Javonte, between Jackson's legs, between Robinson, run the ball. LSU is 14th in the conference in rush defense. Not good. Not good at all. This is not the rush defense, even that we just saw. You know what I mean? Like, Bama doesn't have a fantastic one. You can get it. You can get in on the tackles. Their tackles are still better than LSU's tackles. LSU has good edge players, but their tackles need some work. They missed out on Dominic Williams in the portal. I forget where he went, but it was they missed on some key guys in the middle of their line, and that's why they went and hired Bo Davis away from Texas. So, anyways, Baker's got their defense playing better than what House did. House is a bum, so he had a terrible LSU defense. Baker's doing better. He's a Broyles finalist, a lot like Arbuckle, and a lot like Zach Alley. So I think LSU is going to drop back and pass. I'm not sure why they would run.
We have the number 2 run defense in the country.
Right. I don't know why you would try and run, especially when we've had problems against the vertical threat.
Absolutely.
And they've got dudes that can go vertical, and they've got a quarterback that's second in the SEC in passing yards and second in the SEC in passing touchdowns. So the only bad part for them is he's also second in the SEC in interceptions. So he's been prone to make mistakes. So you've got to – but he's not going to escape. Like, this is like going from, Lamar Jackson to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Like, you had to worry about Milroe's legs. So you had to spy him. You had to, keep a bunch in the box. You had to make sure he didn't escape a lot like he did against LSU. But their offensive line is really good, and they spread the ball out a ton. So he's got negative 38 yards this year on the ground. Nussmeier does, because he doesn't run.
Yeah.
So, like, if R. Mason can get around one of those talented tackles, if they can create some havoc up the middle, maybe, but you're going to have to cover a lot of people because they've got a really good offensive line. They're first in the SEC in sacks allowed. They've only allowed 13 sacks this year. But I mean, this is going to be, OU is 5th in the country in tackles for loss. We're 11th in the country in sacks. So it will be a test for the offensive line. That's been a little leakier of late as they were early in the year. But, same script as far as creating turnovers. It's just going to look a whole heck of a lot different. They've got 3 guys that have at least 51 catches, but nobody over 55. Like, incredibly balanced. Incredibly, one's a tight end, two are wide receivers, but they get the ball to the running backs and tight ends out of the backfield because teams like us, we keep those guys in to help block because we need it, right? LSU's offensive line's so good, they really don't need the extra protection a lot of times.
Yeah.
So if you can get past that first line of defense, then you should be able to cause some havoc. But you've got to cover those guys out of the backfield with the guy that you would probably normally be spying the quarterback with.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. So, our zone jobs are going to have to be good. I don't know if we're going to dial up. I'm sure we will. We'll dial up some pressure here and there. Les, Travis,
nice.
about
Les, my man.
I don't think JP will be there. I will not, unfortunately. I'm still going to be here in Indy. But, yeah.
After the post-game show. Deal. Absolutely.
Yeah, Travis and I will be together sooner than later, though.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
That'll be a fun weekend.
It's gonna be a long week. Week. I'll get to Colorado on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long week. But a lot of fun, I know that much. And it's gonna be nice because I don't have a dog in the fight in the NFL game. I'll root for Denver because they got all the OU boys.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we have our stuff figured out by that point, which we probably won't. But it's okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say
appreciate you, Les. That's big time.
Yeah, thank you, Les. I wouldn't even say OU offenses of old because Lincoln Riley's OU offenses could run the football. Like it's not like we run for 200, 300 plus yards a lot of the time. So, to me, it's they more again.
Well, and Lincoln's offenses, every one of his quarterbacks ran better than Nussmeier does.
Yeah. Yep.
Jalen ran for what, like 1,600 yards or something that year.
Yeah.
Like he refused to get the ball on zone reads.
Spencer was the only one that really couldn't run.
He could run better than Nussmeier.
That's true. That's a fact. So let's go score prediction here then. We in Baton Rouge tonight. We feel like OU opportunity if they stick to the script. Defense, we know we're gonna get from them. Obviously, we need to see what they do in the air, but what's the score prediction?
Let the chat talk about it a little bit. Score prediction. I'll give you
17.
some of the most recent
mustard. Stuck in my head all day.
I'm going to give you some of the recent LSU scoring totals because they've got an explosive passing game, but they scored 24 on Vanderbilt, 16 on Florida, 13 on Alabama, 23 on LSU. So, haven't scored over 24 points since an Arkansas game back on October 19th. So, you would think when you think of big-time passing games, big downfield passing games, you think of high scoring, right? You think of 30s and 40s, things like that. It's just not what they do. So, if OU can protect the ball, what do we say? What do we say every week, right? No penalties, no turnovers. You do those things, you can win every game you play. Yeah. So, no penalties, no turnovers. If they limit those things, 24-20. OU's getting out of there with a win.
24-20.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go 28-24 OU. See if we can get a Nussmeier to throw a pick, maybe another Kip 6. You feel me? Since he's capable of throwing some, maybe a defensive touchdown in there. Running the ball, potentially. Being able to score 3 times. I don't think that's far-fetched with the progress that I think we've seen from the running game in particular. And then, if we can hit him on a trick play or get some semblance of passing game going. And again, Jackson didn't have to do much. He hit Brandon Thompson on a great slant. He hit, before he got hurt, he hit Jacob Jordan on one by the goal line. Like, there are going to be some of those opportunities there. You're not going to ask Jackson Arnold to, open up and have to do a ton, which is fine. I think he's completely capable of managing the game. So that's what I would say. Mama says 27-9. I don't know if we're gonna go in there and do that, Mom. But
27-9. If we do, though.
Hey, then again, I didn't think we was gonna do what we did this past weekend either. So
OU section gonna rush the field just in Tiger Stadium. I'll meet somebody at the 50. And Kirby, I meant to say they scored 23 on A&M.
Got it. Okay.
In a loss.
Yep.
When Marcel Reed, that's what's funny. Do you remember that game? It was the same day we played Ole Miss. They played at night.
Yes.
And Marcel Reed came in, and he had 3 rushing touchdowns. And, they asked him after the game, what did you see? He said, well, they kept on not taking me. They kept on taking the running back, so I just did what I was coached to do and ran forward, and nobody tackled me. LSU has had problems against big problems against the run. So Oklahoma has a chance to put up a big number if they hold on to the ball and they mitigate the penalties.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, let's hit a couple questions here, about 5 minutes of questions or so, and then we'll get everybody rolling out of here and get some Thanksgiving going. And
that's right.
And hopefully I'll be dancing Saturday night. Let's hope that. You know,
What's are you a turkey or ham guy on Thanksgiving?
I mean both. If I had to have one, I guess it would be turkey, just because I associate turkey with Thanksgiving. I like ham better, but I know I can cook a ham whenever. I don't know. I just pull up and cook a turkey, but I have ham.
That
You
would
know,
that would suggest that you like ham more, just in
no,
general.
I do like ham more. If that's what you're asking me, I do like ham more. I thought if we're talking about like which one would I theoretically rather have on Thanksgiving, I would just say turkey, because like
Okay.
it's a Thanksgiving
Are you
meal.
a white meat or a dark meat guy on the turkey?
Dark.
I agree.
I'm
I
a
agree.
dark meat guy on most
Do
things.
you call it
Chicken,
stuffing or dressing?
dressing, but I mean what we make is different. I feel like it's different than the traditional stuffing. So, but we've always called
Say
it
we.
dressing.
The posies?
Hmm?
When you say we, do you mean specifically the posies?
Yeah, the posies or black people.
How is it different? How is it different?
So, do you call it stuffing?
Well, you said you make it different. So like what?
It's just our dressing is a little bit superior.
A little soupier. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like we like cream of chicken, some
Oh,
broth.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
it's it almost like it's like a instead of like obviously not maybe not the hard crystallized like stuffing, is more of like a oatmeal-y type texture.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do stuff like um we'll do like stuffing like muffins, stuff like that, all kinds of different stuff. Get them crispy on the edges, everything like that. So yeah, little bit different. What's how you feel about green bean casserole? Are you pro or
Yeah, I like green bean casserole. I mean, I only have eaten it with my wife's family, but I but I like green bean casserole.
well, since you brought up the subject of different cultural foods, do black people not eat green bean casserole often?
I have not been to a Black Thanksgiving where we've had green bean casserole. It's just been greens.
You know I like greens. I cooked them on
Yeah,
my cooking show.
you did, but it's just been greens. Like I have
I
not none of my family friends in Indianapolis, not my family in Oklahoma, Texas, Mississippi. Like no, I've never had green bean casserole at any of my family functions.
do you got
It's greens.
is mac and cheese at Thanksgiving?
Absolutely, it's a staple.
Okay, okay.
You
It
already know.
growing up, we never did
Now,
mac and cheese. We
now,
like
did
three
you
different kinds
you
of
didn't
stuff.
you didn't have mac and cheese? You said
Mm-mm.
really? Yeah. No, we have to have mac and cheese. Now, let me ask you this: sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie?
Well, I just got done eating some old sweet potato casserole.
Okay.
I
Yeah, like we have
I
sweet
probably
potato casserole. Like my
yeah.
wife is making sweet potato casserole tomorrow, but my family normally would make sweet potato pie.
I mean, I do enjoy some sweet potato. If I'm going pie though, I'm going pecan. I mean,
Oh,
I
pecan. Yeah, no, pecan pie is fire. Absolutely. Yep.
pecan pie is amazing. So
Yeah, I
I'm
love
probably
pecan
going
pie.
that. Pecan, pecan,
Yeah,
pecan, however you want to say it. But yeah, well, I did make a for my OU Insider
little
video
bit of
this week.
curry.
I just got done with it.
Did you make
Made
some
like
gumbo?
no, I made like a well because it was weird with it being the day before Thanksgiving, so I wanted to make something that I could bring to like a Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
So I did a cornbread casserole because cornbread popular in Louisiana. A little bacon grease and whatnot in there, but uh, it was, I mean, fantastic stuff. So
My mom
excited
is
for that
giving you
episode
what
to
she
drop.
puts in her dressing.
So what?
My mom is giving you telling you what she puts in her dressing.
Oh, good. Chicken broth, onion, celery. Okay, JP, just get a hold of the recipe for me if you would
Yeah,
be.
I got it.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
uh,
Chocolate, it's chocolate pie.
I
What?
don't know. Ooh.
I don't. I don't think I've ever had a chocolate pie.
Yeah.
I'm not a big chocolate guy though. That's
I
funny.
have had
Oh,
chocolate pie.
I will say, my mom makes a killer. Because my mom's been diabetic since the age of 10, so she's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
done a lot of like sugar-free stuff. She makes a sugar-free pumpkin cheesecake that is outside of this world. It is so good. So
Mm.
that's my favorite. That's my favorite Thanksgiving dessert. Cheesy potatoes always good.
Look,
That's
at the end of the day, I feel like there's no wrong Thanksgiving. Like, everybody has their different traditions, right? There's no wrong Thanksgiving food, theoretically.
theoretically.
I mean, you can say green bean casserole, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. Like, everybody has cranberry sauce or, whatever. Now, do you do canned cranberry sauce or like smashed cranberries? Some
My
people,
sister has always liked the gelatinous stuff out of the can.
yeah.
Um, I could take it or leave it. To be honest, I'm usually not looking at the cranberry. I'm into the green beans. I'm into the mashed potatoes. I'm into like the corn casserole. I'm into or like a cheesy corn that we make.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
I'm into that stuff. I'm not or like in like the little pickle dish. Give me some you know
yeah.
corn jones and whatnot. But
Everybody has their weird Thanksgiving, but I'm not gonna get in trouble saying this, but my wife's family, they do a thing called a green salad, but it's not salad. It's like cottage cheese, um, pineapple,
like mandarin oranges
something like that. I don't even know what's in it. It's like a dessert though,
and it's
and
green.
yeah, like I don't know what they put in this green. I don't know if they just put like green food coloring in it or what.
That's
Maybe it's Jello. Maybe that is maybe what it is. But it's it's supposed to be like they from California, so I don't know if that's the thing out. They're from the Bay. I don't know if that's the thing out there, but I didn't say it, Kirby. I didn't
That's
say it.
that's
But
interesting. So do you do Thanksgiving or do you do like traditional turkey for Christmas as well?
yeah, like we'll do turkey and ham. Sometimes my dad would do a hen. Um, but
Right.
yeah. No, look. Hey. No. But where are you? You're from LA though, Kirby, ain't you? Aren't you SoCal? They're from Northern California.
God, if he's from LA, that explains so much.
Yeah, he is from out west. So
Oh, that explains so much.
this is correct. Yes,
So fruit cocktail with cream on top. Okay.
and
Okay.
it has cottage cheese in it. Oh, he is in the Bay. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they from Richmond and Modesto, Kirby. So yeah,
I
but
think we always do ribs on Christmas.
ooh,
Like Dad was like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna be different. So we do
it's
ribs and
okay.
cheesy potatoes."
And
All
everybody's
that.
entitled to that. The one thing that I would say you just can't do is this might be controversial. Let me think before I speak.
Don't say chocolate pie. We know how people feel.
Look, he's like, my dad lives in Richmond. Okay, I'm gonna start speaking Kirby. I just I can never I've never been able to get behind somebody throwing something crazy in like traditional staples, like raisins and mac and cheese, or like, you know, yeah, just stuff like that. That's the stuff that just I can't stand.
Do you feel like white people throw raisins and stuff that don't need raisins?
Some, but I don't not I personally not experienced that. I'm just saying. I personally not experienced that. I'm just saying I've heard of it, you know.
I think Steve would cut out and was like, that sounds awesome.
He said, best time of my life.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
But I mean, as long as everybody, the family's together, everybody grateful, and the food is good,
Yeah.
then, you know, that's what matters. That's what matters.
Got some wine, maybe. Who knows?
Kirby, don't be hating on deviled eggs now. You like deviled eggs, Travis?
Like deviled eggs. I love, dude.
Come on.
We used to do a deviled egg of the month at Trey's. Dude, forget about it, man. We were coming up with the craziest stuff, and it was they were so good. So good.
Man, deviled eggs I love deviled eggs. I do.
Yeah, they're good, and they go quick too. Like you do a catering or something like that, they go quick because they're easy to just like pick up, like graze. You like see them on the table, you're like scoop one of those, toss it back. You can't do that with mashed potatoes. You can just slide by the table, toss one in. You know what I mean?
Now, have you ever had giblet gravy?
Yeah, that's how Mom makes her gravy.
Okay, Mama Sue, I see you. Yeah, we do giblet as well. My mom is saying she can't do hot dogs and potato. You saying for Thanksgiving, Mom? You can't. So, sometimes that's what.
Or maybe she's talking about deviled eggs. Who knows?
Sometimes people got to go to Sonic, and get them a coney and some tater tots.
That's funny. That's funny. All right.
Oh man, it's
a great Q&A.
Isn't it nice, Travis, to not like have this tension? I mean, look, man. Do we want to win next week? Yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like if we lose, it's not a big deal. I'm not saying that but the fact that we're going to a bowl, that was the biggest piece. Like the fact we got over that hump. As long as we don't get like embarrassed next week, if we were to lose, I'd be like not happy, but I wouldn't be like, okay, we get into a bowl, let's figure it out. That's where I'm at. And I feel like having that tone, I don't know, I just feel light, you know what I mean?
No, it's the weight, the bowl weight is lifted, but now like you can go on the offensive now. It's like, okay, like you've punched back, and then now you can try and go be the aggressor on the road and have some confidence in it. You know what I mean? So, Boomer, we did those like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did. 28-14.
Yeah, that's a good point. We need those extra practices. Yeah. Those young offensive linemen.
That's a fact. Well, hopefully, everything's cool. We don't hear nothing about Fasusi. I know we didn't really get to that. I ain't heard nothing on that tilt. And from everything we saw, it seemed like he's still locked in.
Yeah.
Was watching the game, on the way back from Austin. Like, everything. So, Kirby,
been good.
Calm down.
Kirby's wilding out, man.
Kirby's wilding out. My mom's gonna be like, "Who is that?" He's a friend, Mom. He's hilarious. Anyways, I'm just excited. Let's have a good Thanksgiving, man. God bless all y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us for so long. Those of you on YouTube and X and everything like that, man.
Thankful for y'all.
For real. And y'all have a great Thanksgiving with the fam. And we'll see y'all back here next Wednesday. And by then, we obviously may have an idea of what bowl game we're going to be in or projected in, and we may know who the offensive coordinator is.
Bro, we're going to know offensive coordinator. It's signing day in a week, so we'll know all that. We're going to know bowl. We're going to be able to talk about the LSU game. Bro, it might be a 2-hour live next week. You might dance. You might dance like Kirby wants you to dance. It could be a 2-hour show.
Come out. I'm just saying. We got a lot. We're going to have a lot to talk about. So we'll see y'all next week. Boomer.